hope you had a good vacation and a little bit of a break from work and school, and we're able to spend a little time with family, maybe shoot some fireworks off, a little barbecue. But now it's time to get back to work. So today we're going to go over Objective 3.3, Guidelines for Collaborative Communication, Major Collaboration Technologies, and How to Give Constructive Feedback. We'll start off with forms of collaboration, go into tips for effective collaborative communication, some technologies that are available to help you collaborate, and how to give constructive feedback. Lastly, I'll go over a summary of everything we've covered in the presentation. There are two common forms of collaboration. The first being a writer-editor, where one person reviews the work of another. A good example is simply a parent going over a child's homework. The child does the work, the parent goes over it and provides feedback. Second is full collaboration, which is far more complex. This requires a partnership from beginning of a project to the end and requires planning to be successful. A good example is building a house. You have to know what it's going to be at the end, you need to start at the beginning, and you got to plan it out. Otherwise, you're living in a box. So, what can you do to ensure success of your collaborative communication? First, agree on the goals. Everybody needs to know what the goals are so that you can get to the end result. Second, map out how the work's going to be done. Third, take advantage of each person's strongest skill set. Everybody on the team is going to have different skills and utilize those to the best of your ability. Fourth, establish frequent checkpoints so you know that you're on track or off track and when you need to get back on. And finally, accept the different writing styles that are out there. We should have all seen this through the different forms of presentations that are being given for this course. Everybody has their own writing style. They're not necessarily wrong, they're not necessarily right, they're just simply different. So, what are some technologies that can help you succeed? Well, there's collaborative systems such as content management systems, where they manage high volumes of digital content both externally and internally for a company. An example is an Adobe Digital Publishing Suite. Wikis, which are less controlled, where anyone can go in and make changes to the data. An example is Wikipedia. This explains why we can't use this as a source for our coursework. There are shared online workspaces or virtual offices. Good example is SharePoint. Social networks, which allow business collaboration but are usually private and internal. An example of this at my work is Textron Aviation Yammer, where we have different work groups that provide technical data for systems such as engineering. We have one for our marketing group, and we even have one for Textron Aviation employees who have pets. Then there's workgroup messaging, which can be either basic messaging or all the way up to file sharing. A nice example is Skype for business. Then, of course, you have private networks. These are your intranet versions of the internet that are internal to your company only. All of these can help you succeed and provide additional collaboration on projects. There are also two more other forms that are available. One is mobile devices. It's typically an app-based type of system, such as Slack, which is referenced in our textbook. These allow for brainstorming. They're usually faster and more flexible in getting responses from team members on your project. Then there's artificial intelligence-enabled technology. These use tools such as TaskBot. A TaskBot will assist with routine chores such as scheduling, data collection, order processing, etc. A nice example of a TaskBot is a Roomba. It has a specific task, it goes around, it sweeps the room, and it goes back on its predetermined schedule. So what can you do when you're on a collaborative team providing constructive feedback? First, you need to focus on the process and the outcomes of the communication, not on the people involved. This is very key. But there are 8 steps to providing constructive feedback. First, think about your changes and the effect they have. Will they be positive changes or negative? Second, do not focus on the flaws, but rather the improvements that you are going to make to the project. Third, work only on those items that are controllable by the writer. If the format is a fixed format and the writer can't change it, don't give feedback on it. Fourth, be detailed and specific so that the writer can know exactly what you're talking about. Fifth, do not make it personal, as we said. Focus on the process and the outcome, not the people. 6, ensure that the writer understands what your feedback is so that they can make the changes as requested. 7, provide that feedback in a timely manner so that they can make changes prior to the project going too far off the track. And 8, provide any limits that you may have in your feedback. If you are not a subject matter expert, make sure that the writer knows that so they can get the appropriate people to provide the feedback. In summary, different forms of collaboration require different levels of planning. You can use various forms of technology to assist with your collaboration. And constructive feedback focuses on the people, not the process. Never make it personal. Provide details. Focus on what you're improving and ensure that the feedback is understood. My works cited are listed here. If anybody has any questions, feel free to post those on the forum. I'll be glad to try to answer them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.